You're now listening to DurianAsean, the voice of discovery and sharing.
Welcome to the very first edition of Inspired right here at DurianAsean with me, Jun Sern. And I'd like to welcome two lovely ladies, Vanda, Chen and Catherine Chen. Welcome to the studios.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, let's just start off with a little bit of Vanda. I mean, she's a trainer and a founder of Proud Lab PLT, and she's also a digital and social media specialist who has a vast experience in this field. And Catherine, she is a trainer and mentor where she is involved in personal growth and development. And for those of you who is following us today, this is the very first of many shows where we will be joined with these two lovely ladies along with several other speakers in focusing on the area of social media marketing, digital marketing, as well as talent development. And if you do have any questions you want to ask us, you can certainly do so by dropping us a comment on our Facebook page, and we will try to answer your question in the next show. Well, today, since it is the first show, it is only right that we have a proper introduction as well as getting to know the two lovely ladies here with me, Vanda and Catherine. Let's just start off with Vanda. How do you started getting involved in the digital and social media marketing sector?
It's the way back in many years back. I was with Nestle. I was their first webmaster, I remember. That will be in sometime year 2000. And I just finished off a IT project because I was with the IT department. And they're asking me whether, I want to do some website jobs. I find that it's very interesting. And then I took on and become their first webmaster. So from there on, we still building website those days, right? And I think way back in 2003, then we started to do digital campaign. We do not have social media at that time yet. So social media came in 2007 and 2008, and Nestle was one of the very early adopters. And I started to do Facebook campaign. It's about 2008, 10 years back, and from there on, I start to do a lot of social media marketing, and it's really very passionate about that. Yeah.
So you're considered like a pioneer in terms of social media marketing on international level. Or international company level.
International, multinational company, yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the challenge? You mentioned this now that you were drafted in to help out in creating websites first.
Yes.
Now, what was the challenge back then? Because I remember back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, technology wasn't that advanced yet. So what was the challenge? Because a lot of company still, for me, what I see is they still do not believe in this whole sector yet. So what was the challenge for you when you first started?
The challenge for me at the time is, I think, is more excitement than challenge. Okay.
Oh, okay.
People might not understand what you're doing. They might think that you are trying to do something strange, something not important. But for me, I can see the future in this, and it's just that I just love this sort of thing because it's very dynamic, and you get the chance to try and error at that time. So for me, it's a luxury. Stay in a big company. The company is giving you a chance to learn.
But did your bosses give you a lot of pressure? They say or they just, like you said just now, they say, this is just another thing that we may want to try.
Actually not. They are very supportive. And they actually give me a lot of luxury to try out with lots of trainings. And we have also the good equipments to test out, even though we spend lots of money at that time. But I think that's where I get the chance to learn everything and be early adopters.
So, with the emergence of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and like you say, it started in around 2007. I mean, it's quite early because Facebook only came about around that time also.
Yes.
I mean, who was the one that initiated the whole thing, and what exactly happened?
I think I was the one initiated because I always keep myself on the loop. This is part of my passion. I find that when you want to work in digital and social media, the most important thing is you must have passion. You must be passionate about that. It's not that something very interesting can bring in you a lot of money, or you can see the future that you jump into this. Because if you don't have passion in this field, it's going to make your life kind of suffer as well. We always evolve and very dynamic. You need to keep learning, especially now. You need to keep learning every day. Yeah. So that is my advice if you want to join digital and social media.
But I mean, when you first started, is there any there's no reference because not everyone is doing it.
Yes.
How do you came up with the idea of what to put in and so on?
Because normally like Facebook, they started from American. So since internet was there since a long time ago, so we can get a lot of reference from overseas, from US, from UK, and we keep learning. And live anything you don't know, you just Google. Like nowadays, right? Everyone Googles. So it's way back, it's still the same, and we get the chance to use a lot of tools. My boss, the management in Nestle, very supportive on anything new. They were giving us a lot of chance to try. And we have worked with good agency as well. Yeah, along the way we learned together.
So they came in and also supported.
Yes, everyone want to come into this piece of market, right? And during that time, even though it's new, but there are many passionate people as well. Yeah.
I'm actually one of them.
Okay.
Because when it first started, also when I started to use Facebook, and I realized that there's a lot of potential. Because I remember back then, before Facebook, there was this thing called Friendster.
Friendster, yes.
Friendster, MySpace, there was a few more other social media sites, but it is not as fluid as Facebook, I feel.
Yeah, I think I fall in love with Facebook at the time because it's so simple. It looks so clear and so simple. It's not cluttered. And, at the time, our data is not that good as well. So when I load Friendster, it's very slow. So that's why Facebook is kind of fast. Yeah.
But did you manage to expect how Facebook grew on just such a big scale? Because now if you look at it, right, a person without a Facebook is now an outcast, rather than a person with a Facebook is like, oh, this person is something different. Because back then it's like, oh, I have a Facebook. What is Facebook? No, but now it's like, I don't have a Facebook. Hey, you don't have a Facebook?
Yes, I still remember that time when I told everyone, oh, let's register in Facebook. They're asking me, what is Facebook? I say, at that time, I still remember, Facebook only got about 200 over thousand Malaysian. But it's already 200 over thousand Malaysian, you see.
And you like to kepo, what? Look at other people's life.
Yeah, then we see everyone using Facebook. I still remember that time why I started to register into Facebook and Twitter. It's because of also for some SEO effort. So I was doing a lot of website, and for website you need to also take care of the SEO, search engine optimizations. So that's why I was thinking social media will be part of the link building exercise. How to build ranking for SEO. So at that time, then we start using Facebook, and I can see the potential because it's so simple and it's so nice, and I just fall in love with Facebook since then until today.
And now, since then, Facebook has evolved into something of like you said, SEO. It become a data mining machine itself right now. There's now so many things you can actually
now
get from
Facebook is the world #1 marketing tool. I would say that, right? You agree with me?
I have to believe that.
Yeah, I think Facebook is the #1 marketing tool in the world.
It's one of the easiest way to reach out to people, I feel.
It's like everyone must have a Facebook, right?
Yes. Even companies now, but there are still people or other companies that still do not know how to maximize the system. Do you agree with me? Yes,
there is a lot of potential in Facebook, and it's a wonderful marketing tool. But normally people just see the surface. So for example, when you want to promote on Facebook, I think 90% of the people is still clicking the boost post. So there's only one way they know how to do the promotion. But in fact, that is only, I would call that is like a very surface level. Yeah, I always joke with my student, oh yeah, you are in the kindergarten level. Let's do more.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, they think that Facebook, there's only just these few ways. But of course, you will be sharing with us more in the coming shows of the different strategies that you can use social media.
Yes. Yeah. And I wouldn't say that being in digital, I don't agree that anyone will know everything, right? So I encourage people to share, to challenge, to send feedback. That would be a good thing for us to learn. I mean, a chance for us to learn together. Yeah.
Grow and learn together.
Yes.
Okay, then now you are out on your own. I mean, you started off your own company, Proud Lab. What prompted you to come out and venture after so long with Nestle? What prompted you to come out?
Yeah, after 25 years, the day I dropped my letter, I think is like a shock to everyone because everyone would kind of anticipate I will retire there. I'm like so Nestle. I look so Nestle,
Miss
I'm
Nestle.
so faithful, yes. and until today, I still love Nestle. They have wonderful products, a very, very good and caring company. But I just want to experience another type of life. I think if I don't step out from corporate, I might not experience. I don't have that type of adventure. Maybe it's a midlife crisis.
But you did handle many brands under Nestle.
Yes, all the Milo, Nescafe, Maggi,
main
everything
brands,
you can name it. I have handled all before.
And you were actually quite active on the social media platform back then also, right?
Yes, yes.
You always see them. You always see those
I
brands.
still have a lot of things to do with them that time. Yeah. But now, I'm very happy that I make that decision. Actually, is you come up from your comfort zone. From the first time, of course, you feel like, oh my God, I'm no more Nestle. But now it's okay. I'm on my own. Then, I can tell anyone you should try that. You should try that one day. It's a wonderful day that you suddenly have no more boss to answer to.
I think that's one thing a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs.
That's to inspire, right?
Inspired by
yes. I want to share how I got into trainings. I actually be active on LinkedIn, right? That is another social platform that I want to bring out. It's very important to my career. Way back I started to register my LinkedIn in 2009. I think I heard about LinkedIn, but I didn't really use because I don't want people to get suspicious, like, when in Nestle suddenly, why you dress up your LinkedIn? Are you going to look for other job or what? And it's not important. I didn't look for job at the time. And then when I was on my own, I think that I should use LinkedIn to promote. LinkedIn is a very good platform. I believe anyone who want to be in professional, to build your career, or any entrepreneur, or any salespeople who want to build a lot of connection, they should have a LinkedIn. Okay, and Facebook and LinkedIn is two different things. Facebook is very social, and LinkedIn is very professional.
Okay, hold that thought first. Let's just move on to Catherine.
Okay.
She's looking at me like constantly, like, hey, when is my turn? So, I mean, Catherine, you say that, before this, before I was speaking to you just now, you were saying that you are very passionate in terms of personal growth and talent development. Now, what got you so passionate in this whole area?
In the past 9 years, I have been working with different companies in different industries and in different countries. So when I start my career, I was like any of the fresh graduate with very limited hands-on working experience, with very limited knowledge about corporate protocols, and with very limited career skills. But I want to thank the career development opportunities given by my ex-companies, and also the coaching and mentoring I received from my ex-bosses. So I managed to master some critical career skills. Some of the skills are even life skills. So nowadays I can quickly adapt into any working environment, and I can even live a good life in a foreign country. By the way, I'm from China, but I permanently live in KL. So I appreciate the experience I had, and I think if I have opportunities to share my experience and my knowledge, that will be a good chance for other people to develop themselves.
You did mention that you take special interest in helping fresh graduates or young adults especially. Now, why is that so? I mean, like you just mentioned just now, you came out and you felt grateful that, people actually share with your knowledge. But what makes you want to push this even further?
In the past 9 years, I since I have been working in talent development function, so I have a lot of chances to work with interns, fresh graduates, and the young working adults. So I have seen them making a lot of mistakes in their career life. So I think my experience and my sharing could help them to stop making those mistakes. Because to me, mistakes means waste. Either waste of money, waste of time, waste of resources, or even waste of their life. So if I got the chance to share with them, I think I'd better share with them even before they start their career. Because at the end of the day, everything is about growth. And I firmly believe that everybody's potential deserves to be unleashed. And I believe that everybody should be able to find a better version of themselves.
Vanda, did you manage to get this kind of guidance when you first started?
Not that I can remember of. Yeah. We don't have Catherine at that time.
That's why she's a pioneer in that area. She wants to push further. Okay. I mean, Catherine, coming back to you, a friend of mine mentioned that a lot of companies do not invest enough in training, and that they actually should, especially when you get in new recruits. And then a lot of times they just, when you come in, they say, okay, you learn with your senior for maybe like few weeks. Then after that, out you go. You have to perform and bring in results. But my friend, what he said is that they should have a proper system where you have maybe 2 or 3 months for them to learn. And when they come in fully prepared rather than just 50% or 40%, and then, like you said, making mistakes. What is your thoughts on that? When should companies start adopting this kind of culture of properly training them and bringing them into the working environment?
Well, I would say in reality, resources is limited in any organization, in any company. Resources refer to financial resources, manpower resources, and also training resources. So it is hard for me to make conclusions that one company or that company invest not enough in training new hires. But I remember one of my mentors told me before, if she is working for a company, she wants to make sure that she is the employee that require the least maintenance work from the company. Which means when she is an employee, she would want to be that kind of people who put the highest working initiative and who put the most effort in her job, but require less from the company. Maybe her philosophy sounds a little bit silly nowadays to many people, but actually from my past experience, I think her philosophy is very good because that philosophy different her from her peers. That philosophy make her become outstanding. So that's how she get noticed from the company. That's how the company appreciate her initiative and her effort. So at the end of the day, I think it's all about growth. So I firmly believe that everything in nature needs to grow, such as flowers, trees, plants, animals, and of course, human being. So if we are not growing, actually we are dying. But we can only grow to the extent that our mind is growing too. So that's why I think younger generation, if you want to accelerate your growth, you must be accountable for your own career.
That means you must want to grow yourself.
Yeah, you must have the burning desire. You want to become a better person. So that's how you can maximize all the resources you can get to grow your own career. Do not depend on external world.
I mean, like this one word, millennials, like you say, young people now, they are categorized as the millennials.
Yeah.
And you hear lots of bad raps about them, like they are lazy, they are entitled, and so on. I mean, you are helping the millennials at the moment. What's your view on them? What are the challenges you think you're facing with them? Is the allegations true about them being entitled or lazy or just not want to work harder anymore?
In fact, I think nowadays the Generation Z, actually they are extremely well educated, extremely creative. They are extremely daring and inspired, largely due to the internet, which is mentioned by both you and Vanda. But I also think that internet brings some disadvantages and challenges to younger generation. One of that is nowadays younger generation spend too much time on screen. So on daily basis, they may spend a lot of time on the internet, on their smartphones, or some on the computer games. So those kind of experience actually take away the real world from them. So that's why they have difficulties to build strong relationship, to develop their interpersonal skills in career world. And some of them will feel sad, depressed easily because of the interpersonal skills they haven't built up themselves. And nowadays we have more percentage of suicide of younger generation than other generations. That's because they easily withdraw themselves from their families, from their friends. Once they come across some challenges, they cannot overcome those challenges, then they will choose suicide or they will depressed.
Okay, we're going to be taking a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with both Catherine and Vanda on the topic of today, which is the introduction. All right, we'll be back after this.
You're now listening to DurianAsean, the voice of discovery and sharing.
Welcome back to Inspired, and with me here is Vanda and Catherine. And right before the break, we were talking about millennials. Vanda, I mean, what is your view on the millennials? I mean, now you're in training. Do you have any participants that is actually from the millennials?
Yes, I have many participant millennials, and they are very digitally inspired. Yeah, but when I just want to touch on hiring millennials to work on digital. In fact, it's not easy. Okay, when I'm trying to hire my assistant, I find out that they actually thought working on social media and digital marketing is something very fun. Play, do Facebook, and when they know the work behind it is actually not really that fun sometimes if they do not have much passion, because you need to do a lot of research, you need to think, you need to put yourself in the audience shoe, you need to do a lot of technical, you need to have a lot of technical knowledge as well when you do Facebook, and you need to have discipline as well. Okay, and that's where there's some millennials that work with me after 3 months, or sometimes they find that, now I realize this is not for me. I thought digital marketing, social media is so fun. I just like chatting with friends. But they don't know that when you represent a company, represent a business to behave on social media, you are not yourself. You have to put up proper language. You have to follow the company tone and manner. So that's where they would think that it's kind of tough job and not suitable for them.
But in terms of characteristics, like I mentioned just now, they feel entitled and so on. Do you encounter this kind of behaviors and so on? Is it true that the allegations stated that they're they are not inspired? They are more like entitled, like I say again, and they can't suffer. They doesn't say, the millennials they give them a bit hard work only, then they give up already.
I think it's not that they can't suffer. It's like too much opportunity out there. Too many. They will be they're easily attracted by doing a lot of things. So focus is no more there because everyone is on very much multitask. And I find that one thing they will suffer is, even like my son, they can't really concentrate on one thing at a time. So they tend to be multitasking all the time. So I want to ask Catherine, will this be like some sickness of syndrome that nowadays people using multi-screen, looking at iPad, have a computer turned on, and still sometimes seeing your handphone, So how is this type of behavior will affect their mindset?
I think Vanda give a very good viewpoint, and she also highlights that nowadays, the younger generation, they have the pressure of 24 hours social networking, but largely depends on the internet. For example, as I mentioned earlier, handphone and also computer games or Facebook or any other social media. And another thing I want to highlight is that this actually reveal another challenge nowadays younger generation are facing. That is, they become independent from their parents at an elder age. So which means that compared to previous generations, people can support their family or can support themselves at an earlier age. But nowadays, I think because their parents provide such a good living environment for younger generations. So as Vanda mentioned that they are easily attracted by many opportunities. However, they are easily switch their attention to another career or to another direction because of the so comfortable living environment provided by their parents. So they become independent at maybe elder age. So that's why nowadays many young people, they are putting off having children and they are putting off to have saving for their retirement. So they haven't come to the stage to think of the serious questions in their life. Yeah, that's another challenge nowadays younger generation are facing.
Can I sum it up as saying that they are now, they mature slower than the previous generation?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because of the comfortable environment they are living, because of the strong support, maybe financially support or maybe mental support from their parents.
So do you see this as a challenge for you to change them? Because I remember you were telling me that what I call youngsters now, or the young adults, should focus more on job satisfaction as well as, after that, money.
Actually, this is a very big challenge for us as a trainer or mentor or coach, because as I mentioned earlier, younger generations' result can only grow to the extent that their mind is growing. However, if they are not mentally prepared for the new environment or for new career, they easily withdraw when they come across challenges. And nowadays in workplace, actually we are having 4 generations working together. Baby boomers, Generation X, Generation Y, and Generation Z. So baby boomers, they were born in the era after World War II. So at that time, the environment worldwide is not so favorable to them. So the major task for baby boomers is to survive, get salary, and feed their family. But compared to baby boomers, Generation Z, they don't have this surviving needs or sense of urgency to survive because they can be fed by their parents. So that's why they easily switch their career. As Vanda mentioned, if they find what they are doing now is not interested enough, then they switch their direction after 3 months. So when they come across difficult or challenging situation, for example, they have a very straightforward boss, they may quit, they may change their career direction. But baby boomers, they normally have very strong mindset, they have very strong heart. No matter how challenging bosses, they can still handle because their needs is to survive. Yeah.
So how do you think you will try to sort this kind of mindset? Is there a way that we can find out how to sort out this kind of mindset when you talk about like?
As you mentioned earlier that nowadays younger generation, they are more focusing on job satisfaction and also sense of achievement. According to Maslow's hierarchy needs structure, once our human beings' fundamental needs are satisfied, that is food, water, or safety needs are satisfied, they are looking for something which can make them feel loved by the surrounding environment. They are looking for something that people can respect them. They are looking for an environment where they can realize their value. So when younger generation nowadays are looking for higher hierarchy needs, so I will remind them as a coach or as a mentor what exactly you want to achieve in your career or in your life. So what do you need to do in order to achieve those goals, those dreams? What are your action plans in the next 3 months, in the next 3 years, or in the next 5 years? Continue to remind them because they are so busy with all the information explosion. They don't have time to do self-reflection, and they don't have time to realize what are their weaknesses they need to overcome.
And sometimes they don't even know who they are themselves.
Yeah.
They will always try to follow different cultures. Like now the craze is the Korean culture. Then
Yes,
after that, they will follow this
exactly.
culture, and they tend to lose their own identity. And
Yes.
Sometimes it's peer pressure as
peer
well.
pressure, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the feeling and experience, and I totally agree with Vanda. I have many friends. No matter how young their children are, some are as younger as 7 years old. They will come to the parents saying, "I want an iPhone 7 or iPhone 7 Plus." So their parents will ask them why. They will say, "Oh, because my classmates they are having iPhone 7. If I don't have that I'm out of my social network." So that's why they also, on one side, they have difficulties to build strong relationship, but on the other side, they scared that they won't be part of their social network. So that's a peer pressure mentioned by Vanda.
Now coming back to Vanda, just now we come back to the topic of LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that this LinkedIn is actually different compared to Facebook. Why is that so?
LinkedIn is built mainly for professionals. It started from people thinking that when you want to look for jobs, you kind of, those days people think that you need to go and put your sort of like experience resumes there so that it's easier for you to do a job hunt. But nowadays, LinkedIn has grown to a lot more. There is a lot of learning opportunity out there on LinkedIn. They have LinkedIn Learnings. They have very good courses, online course there on LinkedIn. Under, I think they collaborate with Linda. Yeah, so that online course, you can subscribe and you can get a LinkedIn Premium. And you can learn anything you want on your career. And beside that, LinkedIn is also platform for lead generations. It's very important for businesses. I use that for my business. When I first started, I work from home. Okay. So I was thinking, okay, why don't I make LinkedIn like my storefront? So I dress up. I put in all the information there and build my profile till all-star level. LinkedIn, when you build your profile on LinkedIn, there are many levels. So you start at the beginners, then you build up to maybe advanced, expert, and later on you will move to the end is the all-star level. So when you have an all-star level profile, your profile is more visible, 40 times more visible than normal profile.
40 times?
Yes, that's what I was told. and that's where
mine is all-star also.
Okay. So you got to build to all-star level. Yeah. And so you have to put in proper pictures, write a good summary, put in headlines that can attract people. The headline, the header is very important. And that where I got my first training job. I at first after I quit from Nestle, I was thinking, what should I do? Probably I do some social media management tasks. Probably I do some a consultancy. Then I put up on my LinkedIn and then someone asking me, can you do trainings? I said, well, okay, I love to train as well. So, okay, no problem. I will try and do trainings way back in 2015. And then, I got more and more jobs from there until I'll be like, I think trainings now, it will be like 60 to 70%, of my jobs daily. Yeah. So, it's all thanks to LinkedIn. Everyone find me on LinkedIn. I have about close to 12,000 connections on LinkedIn. And I brand myself as open networker. So on LinkedIn, you will find people call themselves Lion. So people always asking me, why am I starting call myself Lion? Lion meant for LinkedIn open networker. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, why you want to be an open networker is because whoever want to connect with you, you just accept. Okay, so you won't decline anyone. So people feel safe to reach out to Lion because they would not decline your connection request. So that's why I actually encourage for people who want to build their connection can start to be a lion first and to finding lions because lion won't reject you, right? So when you start to build your connection circle, LinkedIn have a few connection level, first level, second level, third level, and you start by finding lions to connect to them because lions normally will have a very vast connection and that will help you to grow your second level connections. So from there, I slowly built my connection until today. Like I have 11,800 over close to 12,000 connections.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I got 500.
okay. Yeah, so then I find that LinkedIn actually bring in me a lot of opportunity. All the businesses I seldom need to go and approach people for business. In fact, I got all the opportunity coming to me from LinkedIn message, and I still keep very active on my LinkedIn.
Are they within Malaysia or even internationally?
Okay. Of course, about 80% is in Malaysia, but I do get international opportunity as well. People contact me for some jobs. So I find LinkedIn is very, very useful. And I encourage all the young graduates to must have set up their LinkedIn, okay? Putting all their experience, what they know, their skills, everything there.
What is the must put for when you want to set up a LinkedIn?
A proper looking photo.
Yeah, don't know
Look professional.
The posing at the beach or
Yes.
the bikini.
or not your cat's photo or your yeah, it must be very different from Facebook. Your photo also must look clear on yourself, not like in the dark and or
If
wearing
possible, in a professional clothing.
yes,
right?
as long as you look friendly and clear, and that's what you want people to see you as, right? And beside that, as I say, it's very important to have a proper headline so that people can find you, and to also put in a summary on telling people what you're actually looking for, what you're inspired, and list down your experience, what you can do, put down your skills, join groups that you are interested in to discuss, to build connection. LinkedIn is still it's like a social network as well, and it's still building connection a lot. But just that the sharing and connection part is very much different. The sharing is mostly on knowledge, so you got to learn a lot of things from LinkedIn. Normally, what I see from my LinkedIn wall feed is a lot of business news, industry, market, statistic, everything you get that very useful. Unlike your Facebook wall, your Facebook timeline will normally show a lot of social, what your friend is doing, So you're getting social with your friends. So it's very two different type of.
One is purely on social, another one is
career and professional.
Yes,
yeah. So I think it's very good differentiation in there.
Catherine, what do you think? What's your view on LinkedIn?
I think LinkedIn is one of the greatest tools that nobody can ignore. If young adults, they don't have LinkedIn account yet, I strongly suggest them to have one, because LinkedIn is not only a local networking platform, it's global, it's international. So if those young adults, they want to have overseas working experience, actually they can start to build up their profile. So they will be pitched by international companies overseas. I have some young like interns or fresh graduates. They come to me because they know I'm from China. So they said they are interested to work in Alibaba and also Huawei. However, Huawei in Malaysia, they have limited vacancies. They cannot take everybody who apply for the job. And Alibaba, so far, they have not set up any physical companies in Malaysia. So I told those young adults, I said, why not you start to build your LinkedIn profile so you can be noticed by HR specialists in China or in other countries if they have Alibaba or Huawei branches in that countries. So I think it's a very big advantage that young adults should maximize. This is also called resource management. Yeah.
I understand that LinkedIn is quite popular in China as well.
Yes, exactly. So in China, if young adults apply jobs, they have to manage their LinkedIn well because the HR specialists, they will look at the LinkedIn profile to see to what kind of potential in the future this person can grow. If your LinkedIn is just normal, maybe you indicate your potential is normal. But if your LinkedIn profile, like Vanda, is star level, maybe these young adults, to some years, like 3 to 5 years, this person can grow to the middle management level in this company. So actually, LinkedIn indicates to what extent you can grow in the future.
So now more and more companies, can I safely say that more and more companies actually now looked at LinkedIn as one of their, like say, resource center to study the person?
Yes.
The candidate better.
Yes.
And I want to highlight this issue is because in Malaysia, I found many people put the social picture on their resume or on their LinkedIn. I even found someone who took selfie or took the pictures with the cats. So I feel that's very inappropriate. If you are applying a job, you must tell the employer, I'm serious about this job. I'm serious about my career. So in China, many young adults, they will hire professional photographer to take very professional photo for them. So I think in Malaysia, if you don't want to hire professional photographer, at least a proper passport photo is a minimum requirement.
All right, we're going to be taking a short break once again, and when we come back, we're going to continue discussing about LinkedIn. This is something very interesting. I also found out a lot of new things recently, or just only told by Vanda. So we're going to be taking a short break, and coming back, we're going to continue with this topic on LinkedIn.
You're now listening to DurianAsean, the voice of discovery and sharing.
Welcome back to Inspired, and right before a break, we did talk a lot about LinkedIn, about 40% if you get all-star status. Visibility.
I heard it's you get a 40% more visibility.
And also, we did touch on profile pictures. Do not put any social pictures. Put a professional picture. If possible, get a professional photographer or go to a photo studio to get a proper picture.
Yes.
It's a good investment, actually.
No, Vanda, I mean, how long do you actually spend on LinkedIn in a day? I'm just curious. Because this is sort of like one of your resource center to getting more jobs and to know more people.
I spend a longer time, maybe for a start. And then after you have everything there, you just you don't have to spend much time. You just spend maybe every day 10 minutes just to look at what is your message, who is intent to connect with you. Or even sometimes if I have time, then I will do a daily updates because you need to make yourself active. Yeah, people will know whether you are active or not. Because let's say you are a fresh grad and you set up a LinkedIn. It's a bad thing that you set a LinkedIn and then you forget about it. Okay, because the recruiter actually can know when is your last activities. They can see activities and they will know when is your last share updates or any things that you have update, any news. So if you leave your LinkedIn half a year uncare, people will notice that you just set up a page there, an account there and don't bother about that. So you leave people will not want to message you as well because they think you might not notice. So that's where you need to have a daily updates. So I did my daily updates most of the time, and I can say I'm not a good writer, so I don't really do a lot of article writings. But for those who are very inspired in want to showcase their writing skill, LinkedIn is a very good platform. Okay, they can write articles, they can write their thought, they can establish themselves as a thought leader. And I understand that a lot of companies is actually looking for people who's good in writing. So for young people who are actually looking for want to easily get job nowadays, it's a good place for them to showcase that how good they can write, and they will have higher chance. Right or not, Catherine?
Yes. And to add some points, I think LinkedIn is not only a global platform for employers to find young adults, but it's also a wonderful opportunity for the young adults to find out something more about their idea companies. So if they have target companies they want to join in the future, maybe 1 year or like 3 months later, actually they can explore more information in those companies' LinkedIn pages. Because through LinkedIn pages, they can find some activities ongoing, and they can also find some comments given by the customers or clients of that company. They can even find out who are in those companies. Through analyze those people's background, roughly you will get your idea what kind of company is this, what is the company's expectation to people, to the performance. I think you can explore a lot of information, which is a foundation that you can make decision which company you want to join.
Well, I use LinkedIn for a different reason.
Yeah, what is
What reason is it?
Okay, I'm actually sort of involved in marketing as well, and usually what I do is I use LinkedIn as my way to find out someone. Like for example, if just say I were to meet, let's say to meet this person from this company, but I want to know their company hierarchy and their structure and who is actually working there. Maybe I will find someone that I know and what is their title and position. Because sometimes, like, you know, like you talk about lead generation.
Yeah.
You may knock on the wrong door when you go to the company. It's like maybe this guy is not the right person you want to talk to. So usually I will go to LinkedIn. I will check. One is actually to find the position. Second is actually to see what's the person's, how he looks like.
Yeah.
So when I go to the company or when I go meet the person, at least I know. Then when he say, oh, hi, then as well, you say like the topic of interest. So I use that to actually, sort of like, to get more information for me to open up, to do small talks with the person themselves.
Jun Sern just share a very good business networking skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think people out there, business development, they should be, listen to what you advise.
Yeah.
And to understand your potential prospect first, right? Before you actually go and see them, meet them, and understand about what they share, about what is their updates. LinkedIn actually has a very good platform. It's called, I think their sales navigator module. So it's doing similar things like what you are doing manually. But if you use sales navigator module, you are going to you can track your prospect and you can track their activities. You can see what they share, what is their latest update, and you can chip in the conversations. So let them notice you as well. So that's where you can build your leads and build your connection with your prospect and get more customer.
At times also, sometimes I will look at they will show the education background and so on. And I use that sometimes. Okay, I won't say use that lah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see that, they're also from the same uni as me.
Oh.
So I use that as, like I said, a icebreaker. I said, oh, you're from this place. Oh, have you know this person? Do you know this person? So I use that as a way to break that barrier. Because sometimes when you meet someone, a new person, you may not know the person. And, you need to find some common grounds. And, once you find the common ground, it's easier for you to, either negotiate with them or at least to prolong the conversation, to convince them to get into your product or buy your product. So I usually do that.
Wow, I think that's a very wonderful tips that you share today. Yeah, Catherine, you got anything you want to share?
Yes, I think you are using a very smart strategy to break the ice in marketing field, and the same strategy can also be used by young adults. So when you are preparing for your interview, according to my experience, when young adults were asked this question, what do you know about our company during the interview session? Many young adults just give one sentence. I think your company is an insurance company, or I think your company is a bank, or I know you are in retail industry. That is far not enough. So to break the ice, to let you be outstanding from your competitors, it's better to mention something like, I know what kind of awards your company obtained during the past 2 years. years. I know what kind of activities your company had during the past 3 months. I think young adults can use the same strategy Jason is using to explore more information about the background of the company. So during the interview, if they share more, that shows the more they are interested in this company. So that's how they can be different from their competitors.
At least they can impress the interviewer.
Yes,
themselves.
yes. Instead of just saying your company is in financial industry. Yeah, that's not enough.
But how important is it for a company to set up a page in LinkedIn as well? Is there an option for a company to just set it up?
I still find that in Malaysia, not many companies do that, except for those big multinational company. There is opportunity for you to set up a company page, and it's free. It's not charged, and you can have a point admin to maintain. Similar like you start out your Facebook page for business. And LinkedIn have that platform as well. It's just that many businesses, they don't realize. They don't see the importance. And I also can find another phenomenon. I find that many employers are kind of skeptical when their employee become very active on LinkedIn. So that is one, like, you want your company to be famous. When you have a company, definitely you need employee to be there, right? So if you do not want your employee to be on LinkedIn, so why? You look like your company, you have a page there with no employee. So isn't it weird? Yeah. So I think people must have a very open mind. If your company is good, why you scared your employee will run away when they are very active on LinkedIn? They can help you to bring up the company. LinkedIn rely on people influence. So is the people in the company that will showcase the bring up the company names. So you can see, let's say Jun Sern, you represent your company, and if you're very active on LinkedIn, people will notice you and they will notice your company, right? Yeah, because your company can't really go and connect to people. It's people to people.
So you'll be sort of like an ambassador for the company.
Yes. I want to take one example. There's a very good ambassador on LinkedIn. Her name is Miss Shashikala from HRDF.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I think she's a communication director there. And she's actually represent HRDF. Every time we talk of government sector, we think they are very boring people. But when you look at Miss Shashikala on LinkedIn, she is so beautiful and sexy ladies. So you make us think HRDF is a very friendly and sexy environment as well. So I think that is a wonderful of LinkedIn, how you use people to influence, to make people think that how your company looks.
Change the brand image of the company also, at least to bring it forward.
Yes.
But not the picture of a cat, right?
No. Or not your picture of your bikini. But there is picture of bikini on LinkedIn,
I think that one they are trying to get a different job, I think.
It's not. It's a bikini company. So you can't blame them, okay?
Okay. That one is legit.
Legit for them.
That is the power of LinkedIn.
Yes.
So have you come across any really weird LinkedIn accounts that you came across or anything?
Weird. Okay, you still need to be careful because there are many scammers. They still use LinkedIn. Those days they use a lot of Facebook. I met scammers almost every day on Facebook, but now I start to find that they're coming to LinkedIn. And what they will do is they'll send you a message, and they will disguise as some chairman of a finance company in Hong Kong, in whatever, and telling you they have a very investment interest that to speak to you. And all of a sudden they say, can you please send us your detail to an email with a domain name of a Gmail? Isn't it very suspicious? If you represent a prominent bank or a finance company in overseas, you should have that bank domain.
Correct.
Like some Hong Kong bank or something like that, and not at gmail.com. You want me to send the information there. So I find that these are all scammers that you need to really be careful.
But there are still people who fall for it. right?
Yes, I think, I think you must read. There's no such thing that people will just want to offer you a lot of things. I give you a very good investment, type of thing. So you must be careful on LinkedIn. There are many such scammers nowadays. Yeah.
So when it comes to LinkedIn, right, what are the key areas that we have to focus on now if you want to get more attention? Like you said just now, you have to have your all-star status.
Yes.
And then proper picture. What are the other areas we can actually share? I mean, if there's anything. Like you said articles. If you don't write articles, do you share other articles? What kind of articles can you share?
If you can't write articles yourself, you can go and do a lot of research and sharing those updates. Meaning, if you go to Mashable, you read these really good articles, and then you just share that and put your opinion in. You can also go to groups, participate in groups that you're interested in. Let's say I'm in digital marketing groups, and then we can share all the updates and also checking what other people are sharing and looking for like-minded people to share knowledge as well. Yes.
All right. Before we end the show, we are reaching to the end already, actually. There's one more question I want to pose to both of you all. What are the things that is needed if someone is to grow their individual talent or their passion? What are the one things that you all will want to give a message if someone wants to grow their passion? Like, for example, Vanda, your passion was in this area, hence that's why you came out. You said, I'm going to come out and help people. I'm going to teach. I'm going to train, as well as to help other companies. What are the one message that you want to give to the listeners if you want to grow your passion or your talent?
I would say go for it. Yeah, don't step back. If you are passionate about something, please go for it. Yeah.
Even if there's a lot of obstacles and challenges.
Yes, you will find that, it's worthwhile. It's really worthwhile. Yeah.
Catherine?
Okay. For me, because I deal with a lot of young adults and also fresh graduates, I would say that when they start their career, they may have less confidence than those seniors. But don't worry, because you have like 18 years of life experience. You have your passion, you have your hobby, and you have your interests. It's all about how do you reposition yourself. You have all 18 years of experience. Actually, you have something that you are good at. So if you position yourself as an expert in some certain area, you need to continue improve some knowledge in that area and gradually build up yourself and build an image of yourself. You are expert. And you need to believe your potential. You can reach or even exceed your dreams and goals if you know what kind of things you are good at. But be confident. You are definitely an expert in your area. You have more knowledge than any other people in certain areas. That's how you have living in this world for 18 years, 20 years.
All right. That's a very good message. So, okay. What can we expect for the upcoming shows? Let's start with Vanda first.
Okay, from the upcoming show, I will share more on LinkedIn, guiding step by step how you're going to build up. What is the tips? How to make you look active? There is some secret tool out there for you to use. And I will also share some Facebook marketing knowledge, maybe. Yeah, if you have time.
Okay. So if they say the listeners want to contact you, is there any way they can contact you?
They can contact me on LinkedIn. Look for Vanda Chan on LinkedIn. You can
Which
find
is
me.
VANDA
CHAAN. Yes.
So CHAAN.
CHAN.
CHAN. All right. What about you, Catherine?
In my coming programs, I will help the young adults to accelerate their career growth. So I will share something which is a blend of the soft skills, how to build strong relationship, and how to prepare themselves for the first career or even the first 3 years in their career. And I will also share with them some corporate protocol they should know, they should be aware. I mean, if anybody or every one of us is given a chance to grow in the next 3 years, we would not choose to grow ourselves in the next 7 years or even 10 years. I want to share my expertise and knowledge so that can reduce their growth length.
So for more to youth and young adults, how can they grow themselves further? So, okay, so that, how do they contact you if they want to
Okay,
know
they
more?
can WhatsApp me or they can contact me by email. My email is chengLhy@gmail.com.
Can you repeat that again?
My email is chenglhy@gmail.com.
So do send her things that is serious. Don't send her pictures of cats and so. All right. So it looks like we have come to the end of the very first session of Inspired. Once again, if you have any questions for these two ladies, and you can drop us a comment on our Facebook page at DurianAsean, and we will try to answer it for you in our next show. Or you can actually contact them personally if you have questions that you don't want to post it in public. I'd like to thank Vanda and Catherine for sharing their insights for today. So do stay tuned as we will bring you more interesting topics in the coming weeks. And once again, I'm Jun Sern, and along with me is Vanda and Catherine.
Thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you very much.
All right, we will see you on the next show. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
You're now listening to DurianAsean, the voice of discovery and sharing.